guys, it's Kat here. So today is going to be the first video over reducing your carbon footprint, and today is just going to be the basics. So this is going to be simple stuff you've probably heard before, but we're going to go over it anyway. I'm going to give you little tips and tricks on how I remember to bring things or remember to reuse things. I think that's the hardest part about these things we're going to go over today, because they're honestly super simple and super easy to incorporate. Like I said, these are the basics. These are things you hear about all the time. So we're going to go over them. First, I really do just kind of want to throw in at the beginning the reason that this is important. So we're going to just be talking about reusable products today. And the reason this is important is it reduces your CO2, because if you're using reusable products versus single-use products, what this means is that it only had to be manufactured that one time. Whereas single-use products, you can imagine every time you use it, that's another manufactured process. And factories and industry, of course, is one of the number one things that cause carbon emissions. So if we aren't producing so many products via factories and we're reusing stuff, one, that can actually be cheaper for us, so it'll save you money, but two, it reduces your carbon footprint. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the most obvious one. I think everybody knows where I'm about to go, and that is a reusable water bottle. Mine has a beluga on it. That is my favorite animal, by the way. So you'll probably hear about belugas in later videos after we go over coral stuff. So keep an eye out for those. But a reusable water bottle, the nice thing about that is you literally take it around with you and you always have water. People struggle so much with drinking enough water on a daily basis. And when you have reusable water, you typically find yourself drinking more water than you do if you don't have it on you, because you're just not thinking about it. Where when it's there, you're just kind of like sipping on it, kind of like if you get a soda, you're just sitting there sipping on it, you're not really thinking about it. If you do that with a water bottle, that's really good for your health. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But also, it saves you money. So each time that you buy a new single-use bottle, you're spending anywhere between $1 to $4 or $5. I've seen some ridiculous prices on water bottles, and I don't fully understand the reason. They say it's from here, there, whatever. It all comes down to the same thing. It's water from planet Earth, you guys. Just like water from the water fountain is, okay? A lot of times I try to say, oh, it's got this, that, and the other. You want to know a little trick? Usually the reason that it tastes better is just because it's cold. So, fun fact. But doing this, you're going to drink more water, you're going to reduce your carbon footprint, you're not going to be spending as much money. Honestly, guys, it is a blessing. I don't go anywhere without my water bottle. If I leave it at home, then I'm just like dry all day, I'm cranky, and I just feel a little lonely because I just kind of like having it here. It's my friend, always full. Love it, love it, love it. So always have a reusable water bottle. Absolute must have. Second thing I am going to bring up is reusable bags. Okay, guys? So here's the thing about bags. So bags, when they are only used once, you throw them away, they fall into the oceans. They eventually will turn into microplastics, which of course is not good for the corals. But a lot of times before it even gets there, you guys, plastic bags look like jellyfish in the water. All right? So I don't have a plastic bag, or I would demonstrate this for you. But if you held a bag upside down in the water to where the handles are hanging down, the handles kind of look like tentacles, and the bag itself looks like the dome of the jellyfish. And that's usually how it looks when it's floating in the water. So the thing is about that, sea turtles. one of their main things they eat are jellyfish, you guys. And when they come up on a plastic bag, they don't know the difference because it looks almost the same. And they go up and then they try to eat this plastic bag. They choke on it and die. Like, think about all the sea turtles. So something I always think about is every time I go to the store, if I know I'm only going to get one item, I'm not going to bring my reusable bag because I'm just going to carry it, you guys. It's honestly just as easy to carry a single item as it is to carry it with a handle. So you might as well just hold it. I mean, it's not that hard. So when you go in, and I do get that single item, they're always like, try to put it in a bag or say, do you want a bag, blah, blah, blah. And it just shocks me to think that most people, when they do that, they get that single bag. And all I can think about is that one bag worth killing a sea turtle? Is it? It's not. And I think that's something people don't think about. So, when you go to the store, if it happens from time to time, just don't make it a habit. Like, if you just completely forget to bring your reusable bags and you can't turn around and you're trying to get a bunch of stuff, I understand. Things happen. But, like I said, because like I said in the welcome video, which everybody, I highly encourage you to go watch, I want this to be simple and realistic. So like I said, if you're in that type of predicament, I understand. I'm not going to judge you for it. But like I said, if you go get one item, you do not need a bag. I want you to literally think, does this item need a bag, and is this bag worth killing a sea turtle? Do I need this bag enough to carry this one item? Maybe even two. You can still carry two items, depending on what they are. And is it worth it to kill a sea turtle? Think about it. And that, like I said, that's just one thing. It can degrade into microplastics, which we'll cover in another video. So if you have questions about that, leave those below as well. So some reusable bags I have some that are insulated. That is super nice. So I'll put like my milk, ice cream, things like that in here, and it's super nice because it keeps it cold. It's also awesome, guys. So say that you're trying to run a lot of errands that day, you can put a couple ice packs in here in your reusable bag, or even if you don't, just the coldness from the products will insulate in here and keep it cooler. So say you have a lot of errands that you need to run, and it's kind of out of the way to go do this errand, and then go to the grocery store because it's further away, where you want to get that done first and then do the other errands on the way home, or just whatever you may have going on. If you have an insulated bag, guys, that is nice because you don't have to worry about it going bad as quick. Whereas in plastic bags, no insulation, and usually your priority is get this home ASAP. Whereas if it's in here, you might be able to make one or two more stops before you have to go home with your products. You know what I mean? So there are these ones. So I use this to put my cold stuff in. And then of course I have other bags. This one I got from Ross. Then I have this one from the Georgia Aquarium. So there's all kinds of reusable bags, and what I suggest is when you're taking them in, say you're doing a lot of shopping, so you need multiple bags, guys. I know you don't want to carry a bunch of reusable bags in the store at one time. Literally, just crumple them up, stuff them all into your biggest one, and then you're carrying one bag in the store. And when you're at the checkout with your cart, you can then just start putting everything in the reusable bags and taking them out and putting your stuff away. I have enough. So another trick is a lot of people, I think they struggle with, after they get their bags, they try to use it a couple times and they forget them at home, stuff like that. And like I said, that's going to happen from time to time. It happens for me from time to time, and I try my best to really work around that. But ways to try to remember, so I usually have a surplus of bags, so I keep them in the trunk of my car. And what I recommend is when you go to the store, use the ones you need, whatever's left, keep them in your car, so that way when you bring your groceries in, you unload those, stuff like that, And if you forget to take those bags back out to your car next time you need bags, you still have some in your trunk. You didn't use all of them. So get a lot of reusable bags and just store them in your trunk. Like, that is the easiest way to do it. And that way, when you do remember, you can bring all the bags from your house back out to your trunk, and it makes it very smooth, very easy. And you're saving turtles and all the other things in the ocean affected by microplastics, including coral and a whole plethora of other things. Like I said, we can get into microplastics in another video if you would like it, so let me know down below. Next thing I want to go over is reusable straws. So what I do, because I know a lot of people, this one's probably the trickiest out of the three things I'm going to really get into today. Reusable straws are kind of hard because it's like, okay, you're keeping something you got to clean so regularly, blah, blah, blah. So I literally keep it in my fanny pack. Yes, I wear a fanny pack. It is the cutest thing ever, so don't judge me. But in here, I literally keep just this little bag and that they came in. It keeps it nice and clean. And there's 3 of them in here. So you can do that. So when you're on the go, what I usually do is, I'll pull it out, use it. Say you're sitting at a restaurant, if I order something other than water, I use it, and then I always order a water on the side, and then if you just like drink from your water last, it like rinses it out. That's a good way I do it. Or you can run to the bathroom. They usually come with a little scrub brush, which like mine did. You run to the restroom, just run it under some warm water, scrub it out. That's fine too. And then you can just clean it when you get home. Although usually when I go out, I'm drinking water, so I don't have to worry about it as often. But it's really that simple. It's the easiest thing to clean. My favorite part about it is, honestly, when you're drinking something, the metal straws help hold that temperature, and it makes your drink so much more enjoyable. Honestly, I was out with a friend, and we went to go get smoothies one time, and she was drinking hers, and she was drinking mine, and I was drinking mine, and she wanted to taste mine because I had a different flavor. And so she asked for it, and so I was like, here you go. And then she drank it. She was like, why is yours so much colder than mine? Like, it actually still tastes like, smoothie. It wasn't like liquidy. Like, if you ever had a shake that kind of started turning liquidy because it was like melting its way up the straw, like, it was just a nicer experience. I was like, metal straws, dude, metal straws. And I think she converted to using metal straws purely because the drink was more enjoyable, because the metal holds the temperature as it's coming through, whereas the plastic does not. And so I noticed that I do enjoy my drinks more with the metal straw because it doesn't interfere with the temperature or anything like that. It's really a nice experience as well. And like I said, I just keep them here in my fanny pack. So that's what I do with that. So like I said, guys, those are just the basics. And I'm sure even with the straws, you guys seen the sea turtle video with the straw where he got it stuck in his nose. And again, just like plastic bags, they can turn into microplastics, or just like water bottles do, they can turn into microplastics. Guys, plastic does not go away. It does not dissolve, degrade, like anything like that. It just becomes smaller particles, and then it bioaccumulates, and I can also clarify that in another video too, so don't let that panic you. But basically, the plastic builds through the food chain, I guess is the word I'm trying to look for, and eventually it starts killing off top predators, and fish eat those microplastics, and we eat the fish, and that's one of the reasons that there's all these health warnings out, all these health advisories out, because there's so many toxins, microplastics, blah, 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 that we're putting into the ocean, and the fish are eating these things, and now they're basically just swimming disease, and we want to eat the fish because they taste good. They taste good, and now we're eating these unhealthy things. And it's not good for us, just like it's not good for our planet. I think that's a big thing to remember is everything cycles through the planet one way or another, and we want it to cycle in a healthy, clean way, not in a nasty, toxic way, because what we do to the planet will come back to us eventually. It's only a matter of time. So those are my tips for today. Like I said, those are the very basic bottles, bags, straws, absolute basic must-haves. I think everybody should be able to at least do that much. Whereas further videos, we'll get into more interesting things where, you might pick up this one or that one, but probably not all of them. I understand, like I said, I want this to be completely realistic for you guys. So we will try more things in the future. Like I said, I really want to do that garden, but that might have to wait till spring. And like I said, any other ideas you guys have? I know that there's different like fish things produce oxygen with the algae on top. There's compost that you can do, which we could even integrate into the garden. There's so many things we could do. Oh, and a side note on the bag. So whenever you go to the grocery store and you're getting vegetables and fruit and stuff, and they have the option to get those bags to stick your fruit in, that is an option. That is a suggestion. You don't have to. When I go, I don't. I just put it all in the cart, and then when I check out, I put it all in the bag. Y'all, it transfers the same either way. And then when I get home, I just put it in its section of the fridge, and that bag never had to be used. Remember, that is a suggestion, but it's not required. Just a little side note, you don't have to use those fruit and veggie bags over there. You can just put it in the cart. You're gonna wash your food anyway. It was sitting out there that whole time anyway. It's gonna be fine. So keep that in mind as well. I hope you guys learned something today. Or if you already knew this stuff, let me know as well. I'd like to know who's already doing these things. Let me know if I inspired you to try to do new things. If you have any ideas on what you want me to do next, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. Start conversation. Don't forget, guys, I want you to be out there educating other people. Maybe start your own channel and really bring education to other people. I want everything to be realistic so that way we can really make this movement. Like I said, this is a revolution and I want us all in it together. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Subscribe, because I want all of you guys here in our revolution and to not miss any information or tips and tricks in the future. So grow with me, grow with all of us, and subscribe below, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye.